I think comparing yourself to others is actually fantastic. I think most people aren't even doing it enough. The challenge is people do it incorrectly. The problem is people compare themselves to others as a way to kick themselves down. You look at somebody else who's done a lot more than you, and you say, wow, they're so much better than me. I can never do it. And that's kicking yourself down. What you need to do, you flip it and say, wow, that person has done so much. That's what's possible. I'm comparing my beginning to their middle or to their end, which is an unfair comparison. They can get there, therefore I can go chase my dreams down as well. That's a kick forward. Most people kick themselves down. What you need is to kick forward. But without the kick, you stay stuck. So if you want to stay exactly where you are, don't compare yourself to anybody. You want to move forward, compare yourself in a loving way forward. This is a classic story of Roger Bannister, who broke the 4-minute mile, where it was supposed to be impossible to break the 4-minute mile. Nobody was ever supposed to be able to do it. And then he did it. And everybody thought your body would break down and that it just would never, ever, ever happen. And then Roger Bannister did it. And then what happened? Lots of other people did it. High school kids did it. People around the world have done it. Why? Because they saw somebody else do it. When you can compare yourself to somebody else and see that they can do it, that can be the inspiration to move yourself forward. Again, the kick forward. If you just look at that and say, wow, he's superhuman, I can never do it, then you're right, you stay stuck. But some people, the people who go off and win, the people who also have a happier life, look at that and say, I can do something similar. And people did. I actually heard about that Roger Bannister story through Les Brown. And when people ask me, who is my favorite motivational speaker, or who do you think is the greatest speaker of all time? I say Les Brown. I don't know who touches Les Brown. I mean, there's so many great speakers, so many amazing people out there. I've had the good fortune of connecting with a lot of them. But man, Les Brown, when he gets on a tear, it's something different. He takes you to a different world. And I remember when I first heard him, it's like, holy cow, this guy is so good. And it was at the start of my career of filming videos and making content. And I thought, how does he know those scripts, and how does he memorize those lines, and how does he just speak for an hour and not need notes or a PowerPoint or anything else? Like, this man is crazy. It's impossible. I could never get that good. And I used to compare myself in a negative way. Like, I could never be Les Brown. And then somewhere along the line, I flipped it to say, hey, I'm getting better. And I love what Les is doing because he's actually guiding the industry, because it's actually showing what's possible. That if he can do it, then I can do it too. He's actually paving the way for people like me to come up and be speakers as well. And I actually had the good fortune of last week being on a Facebook Live with him where he was interviewing me about my story. Like, what? Les Brown is interviewing me about my story? This is crazy. How did this happen? Because I used him as an inspirational kick forward. See, if you never see anybody who's like you doing it, it's really, really hard to get up and do. If you're the only person that you know in your family, and the only person that you know in your community, and the only person that you see online anywhere trying to do the thing that you want to do, it's really, 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 really hard to stay motivated. But when you can see somebody else, when you can model success, when you can have an example to follow, I think that makes the path easier because it gives you more hope, knowing that it's possible. The trick is, again, the key is, again, that in the comparison to somebody else, you're kicking yourself forward to say that's what's possible, not down to say, I suck. So how do you do it? I'm going to give you 3 steps that I think will really help. Step number 1 is really get clear on what is it that you want. What is the life that you want? What are the goals that you have for yourself? Where do you want to be in your health, in your relationships, in your business, your finances? What do you actually want out of life? Not what somebody else's perfect life looks like. Right? You go on Instagram and you see people living on the beach and rolling around in money. Like that, maybe that's what you want, but maybe it's not what you want. Right? We get pulled into all these different directions because we don't have clarity over what we actually want. So what do you actually want? What do you want out of life? Where do you want your business to be? What kind of company do you want to run? What are the ethics and morals that your company is based off of? Who do you want to serve and how do you want to help them? How do you want to show up in your relationship? Who are you looking for in your partner? If you already have a partner, how do you want to show up better for them? All of the things that matter to you, to get as clear as possible so that when you see somebody else is doing something else and they're happy, great. You don't have to go do it because you're happy chasing down your goals. Part of the challenge is we see other people who are happy, and often it's not even real happiness. It's just, fake happiness for the camera. But you see somebody who looks happy, you know that you're not happy, and you think, well, maybe if I did that, then I'll be happy. Maybe if I go write a poem like they did, I'll be happy. And then you start to write a poem and realize I hate writing poems, right? So it's getting clear over what do you actually want in your life? Who's the person that you want to be? And again, from your finances to your business, to the relationships, to your to health, the different areas of your life. Get as clear as you can on the things that you want out of your life. Step number 2 is figure out who's done it. Who's ahead of you in these things. One of the greatest lessons I've ever learned is that you can model success. That when you don't know what to do, somebody has done this before you. Somebody has figured this out. You don't have to come up with every genius idea yourself. This is the thing that ended up growing my business, my first company. When I wanted to quit on my business partner, I tried so many different things on my own, and they never seemed to work. But once I had a model, once I had a mentor, once I had a guide, once I had a path to follow, it became so much easier and I got success. Or looking at my YouTube channel, spending 5 years on my own trying to figure stuff out. Then once I got my agent who gave me some coaching on being better on camera, my channel started to take off, right? So without the model, I really struggled. With the model, I did really well. So for all the areas of your life that you want to fix, who's done it? And here's the key. There's no one person who's done everything. I've got all these people behind me on the wall. This is me here when I'm 8 or 9 years old, and my parents behind me. And then I've got different people on my wall for different things. If I look at being a good father, right? I've got a 12-year-old son. How do I be a great father? I want to be a great father like my dad is. And I don't want to be a great father like Steve Jobs is, because it didn't sound like he was a great dad. He had a lot of other great things. He was a great visionary, and I want to be a great visionary like Steve Jobs, but my father's not really a great visionary. So you're pulling different things from different people. One of the mistakes we make is you're looking for the perfect mentor to teach you everything. And when they have one flaw, we suddenly feel cheated or gypped or ripped off or deflated. Nobody's perfect. We're all in search of our own perfect life. And you'll be able to get that by pulling different people for different things. So once you've made your list of all the things that you want out of your life, then go find your different mentors and role models for those things. If you want more belief in your life, great. Watching my channel is probably going to really, really help you. If you want more fitness in your life, great. There's other channels you can subscribe to, right? If you want a better loving relationship, great. There's other channels you can subscribe to for that, or books or podcasts that you can be around. That the more that you're around it, the more that it's part of your environment, you're going to start to take those messages in, and it's going to become a part of you. You're going to think the way those people think, and you're going to get closer to actually achieving those goals. And then step number 3 is do something today. Do something today. We get trapped into overthinking and over-preparing and having the perfect schedule and the perfect plan. And it almost never works out, right? Your plan for what you were supposed to do a year ago is not the plan that you're doing right now. The perfect plan that you're trying to concoct in your head will never actually be the perfect plan until you get out there and you start executing and trying. So the biggest thing that you can teach yourself is just start building momentum. Start taking some immediate action. You've created a list of all the things that you want out of your life. You've identified your role models of who you want to learn from to help you go get it. And now 3, you got to do something about it. You got to take some kind of action on it. If you've got a health goal, great. Do 4 push-ups. Maybe you can only do 2. Do 2 push-ups. Great. Some of you might be laughing. Say only 2 push-ups. Great. Do 20 push-ups. Do 100 push-ups. It doesn't matter. Is it the perfect fitness plan? No. Will it actually help you build your muscles? No, not from those 2 push-ups. But what does it do? It starts the ball rolling. It starts to rewire your brain to tell yourself that you're the kind of person who takes action. And that makes a big, 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 big difference. Because what's going to happen tomorrow is you're more likely to wake up and do it again. Because you've already started to teach yourself that you're the kind of person who follows through. Where if you just research and create a plan, tomorrow you're going to wake up and probably do no push-ups. Because you realize, oh, that was a silly plan. I can't do that. You're back to who you used to be. And then you don't follow through. So the most important thing, once you identify, you get a little bit of clarity, is to take some immediate action, no matter how small, no matter how insignificant it may feel. You want to build a YouTube channel? Great. Pull out your phone, make a video. What are you going to say? It doesn't matter. Say, I'm working on starting a YouTube channel. I don't know what I'm going to post, but I hope you join me in this journey. Great, post. The first step doesn't matter how big it is. All that matters is that you took a step. If you want another Evan rant video that just might give you the confidence you need, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there. The difference between success and failure is the willingness to keep going. When people think you're crazy, you keep going. When you're not getting the results that you want, you keep going. When you doubt yourself and if you can do it or not, you keep going.